session plan based on the principles of the neuroscience of learning. So this page here, if you were using it or you were sending it to your allied health assistant or a support worker, whoever you wanted to do, or carer, depending on what you wanted to do, it goes through and tells the person how to run the session and what strategies to use to maximize that person's learning and build their capacity. There's also a handover. So it's electronic. So I can type in who the person is. I can tell them what the focus of the session is. And we also wanted to make it that if you felt the session plan didn't quite meet the client's needs, you could customize and give it feedback on what things you want them to change or what you want them to focus on a bit more of in the session.
Yeah.
The session plan is laid out like it was on that first page, where it tells you how to maximize someone's learning.
Yeah.
It has links that you can go to within the session plan. So you can just click on the link and it'll immediately go to that section. It'll tell you what will be mastered. So you can have a quick glance and go, okay, this is what is going to be a focus of the session plan. And then it shows you what that success should look like. So what you should practically see from the person.
Yeah.
It has discussion points. And if you don't have the Cooking Up Independence book, that doesn't matter because we always include the relevant page in each session plan. And the idea is that you can do the session plan while the person has the book in their hand, or you obviously just have the relevant page that you can refer to with the participant and do it with them.
Yeah.
The discussion points generally refer to the key themes in the page in the book, the relevant page. So this one goes back to the meal planning section, and in this case, it only just has the key points that are going to be discussed in that session plan. So you then go through the discussion points with them. There's an activity. So you go through the activity. So in this one here, you get them to actually go through these examples at the supermarket, and they have to put a happy or sad face based on what's more expensive and what's cheaper. It has the I do, we do, you do principle. So like I was saying before, and this one also has a supermarket scavenger hunt. So they've got to go find those products in the supermarket, and then they've got to put in what was the lowest cost for an apple and what was the highest cost for an apple. So this one's about them understanding the value of a product or a value or cost of something and how to find something at best value. At the end of the session, it always comes with a recipe. So depending on how long the session is and what you want to do, you can actually go and do a recipe, and it will have a recipe from the book in there. It gives feedback. So when the person's done the session, so if you've had an AHA or a support worker do it, they can come back to the session plan and type in what worked well and what didn't work well, so that they can give you, as a therapist, direct feedback so you know how to modify it for the next session. And then the client always gets a summary sheet, and the summary sheet will highlight the main key learning points, but you can also add extra things in, or they could add extra things that they've learnt as well. Yeah, so that's what the session plans are as well. So they're meant to complement the book and can be used in a variety of different ways.
Yeah, perfect. So it's ready-made too. And like even some of those session plans, it could be that it could be broken up over a few sessions or something, depending on somebody's ability. And you've just got this, like, we're going to work on all these activities that are included over a few sessions or something like that. And you said there's 18 session plans if you get the whole sort of resource kit. Yep,
that's right. 18 session plans. They're all divided by different life skills. That's another one. So we've got how to prepare for the guest. In this one, it gets them to actually jot down or work out a timetable of when they're going to do what and what before the guest arrives, so they feel really confident before the guest arrives. We've tried to make it as simple as possible, and
it's great. I'm going to let Dan. Do you have any questions or comments, Dan? Because you do this and you use your AHAs a lot. So
yeah, I think it's brilliant. I love it because the pain points that led you to get to the point of developing this is exactly the same pain points that we have.
Yeah.
And we do use allied health assistants. Sometimes when there's not the assistant funding, we rely on support workers, but we actually end up simplifying and making recipes with our own photos and ordering recipes so that the instructions are logical, because we find that you go in and we first observe and don't change anything. And it's phenomenal to just watch how many people go in and do 4 rather than do with. So they'll be like, it's time to add the oil. The oil's in the pantry. Yes, grab that oil. Now just put a little bit in. Oh no, that's too much. Whereas I'm a little bit like, let's actually make this so that we have a clear instruction, a picture of the oil, what's next on your list. Yep, that's right. Do you know where to find it? How much does it say? It says 1 red spoon. Excellent. Where's your red spoon? That's the difference.
Yes.
You get 2 very different outcomes depending on how that's approached. And so something like this, if you have a support worker keen to work with you to work on a goal that's designed to build capacity, this is really brilliant. You've done such a great job.
Oh, thanks, Dan. And like, you've really hit a bit of my passion point. It is trying to build capacity, because often the support worker, they've gone into the role because they want to help. But the helping isn't always the most effective tool. And exactly right. It's really aimed to just help them understand how to give room for someone to build their capacity. And that is being effective. It's not being helpless. Being helpful by actually allowing that person to build their capacity in the phrasing of the language, the timing of when you get involved, understanding that you have capacity. Actually, one thing I forgot to mention is in the recipes, for example, what I often do is, I mentioned before in the recipes, there's QR codes within the instruction, but I often refer to the masterclass. So if it says, hey, you need to cut up onion, I'll say, oh, do you know how to cut up your onion? Oh, no, I don't. Oh, let's watch the masterclass. Masterclass, and then they have a go. Because it demonstrates how to do it. So I find that, I think helping a support worker understand the interactive connection of skill learning is really important. But also the client as well.
And I think the other thing that I notice in an industry that has such an incredible rate of turnover, I'm constantly trying to get my team on board with understanding that we need to set our clients up for success by providing them with something that doesn't change. So that in essence, we work ourselves out of a job by building capacity with something that will be there. Something that no matter whether or not you're a mum support worker in her 40s who's used to being in the kitchen, or a 20-year-old support worker who doesn't know how to boil an egg, you still learn the skills to support someone to cook because you have the resources there. But it's all about the way in which they provide the support. So it doesn't matter who's turning up for that shift for meal prep. That's the important thing, because I've also seen it done. We have one particular client at the moment, and it's unraveling after having one support worker for 15 years. And now he has 4. And cooking it's a bit of a disaster because it depends on who shows up. And one of the guys can't cook to save his life. And the other one has particular diet requirements and ways she likes to cook. And that type of flavor going through trying to teach someone with a brain injury, it's really tricky.
It's hard for them, isn't it? It's almost unreasonable to ask the client to be able to adapt so much, because they need consistency, don't they?
Whereas this would be brilliant because our client already has those easy cookbooks, but the feedback that I get is that there's too many ingredients. They're ingredients that they wouldn't be purchasing all of the time, and therefore it means that they're not recipes that he's going to be preparing and cooking for himself. It's a whole lot more tailored to like a general kind of, I guess, recipe catalog that a lot of people learning to cook and learning those skills would use.
And I think because it's graded too, that makes the selection a bit more savvy, isn't it? You can say, I want them only to do this recipe because I know their abilities at this level.
No, I love it.
Thank you. It's been a labour of love, but I've really appreciated the feedback. There's been a lot of interest in the book, and I think it's because the book's really tangible. I've just got to get my head around how to get it out there about the session plans, because I really want to ensure the quality of therapy is there, like you're saying before, Dan, and the consistency, but also recognising we don't have as many hours anymore. And I just don't want our clients to lose the quality of therapy because we don't have the time to get that structure in place. Great. I realise I didn't show you video. Would you like me to show you video? There's no pressure, but do you think it would be helpful?
You can, if you want.
So our cooking gardening group's called Patch Plate and Pals.
Okay.
I'll show you the washing hand.
Hand washing and our general hygiene is really important when we are cooking. Keeping our hands and ourselves clean helps to stop us from getting sick. If we do not keep good hygiene, we can carry germs on ourselves that can also spread to other people, especially if we are cooking food for other people. This can include people in our own homes. This is why it's so important to keep.
I'll stop it there, but that just gives you an idea, and I'll just give you one idea of if you're actually cooking and you want to learn how to do something. It's got some really groovy music in the background.
Okay, so here we have the carrot. So there's obviously lots of ways you can cut the carrot. I'm just going to show 2 ways. One's called julienne, which is a little bit, it's like a matchstick. So you can put that in salads, you can make rice paper rolls with it, you can do lots of things. The other way is a lot of people just generally have carrots,
That just gives you an example of how they look and how it presents. And then midway there'd be an intermission session, and then you can pause it and actually practice with the client.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Thank you.
That's great. So, and you've got some sort of launch special or something happening?
Yes, at the moment, if you buy the book, you get a complimentary recipe that we didn't actually include into the book. So basically that's the extra special at the moment. And then obviously if you buy the complete package with the session plans, you get a complimentary full digital copy of the book. So I haven't released the digital copy of the book just yet, partly because I really want it that clients get the book in their hands. But I think what I may end up doing is also make the digital copy available for the OTs, because I can see how they would often probably use their iPad or electronic devices when they're with the client if they're wanting to show them about it.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do that at some point as well. But yeah, so that's a sort of special at the moment. But if you're wanting it for the client themselves, I'll give you the invoice and I'll give you a complimentary support letter that you just need to enter in the client's details.
Yeah.
And everything else is written for you. So you don't have to actually try and think of the wording to get it across the line.
I love
it. How much for the full set with the session plans?
Yeah, so the session plans individually are about $30 each. For the complete package, it's $399.
Okay.
So I can't remember, I think it's a couple $100 savings maybe than buying each session plan individually. And then the modules are just dependent on how many session plans are in those life school modules, if you wanted to buy the module.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so if you're someone that does this day in, day out, you just get the whole kit. Whereas if you're someone, I've only got one client that I'm doing cooking with, they might just choose 1 or 2 session plans to start with.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Love this.
Yeah.
Wait to see it out there proper.
Thanks. It's all ready to go on the website, so you're free to jump on and have a look. But
wonderful. Oh God, I love it. I love it. So well done.
Start spreading the word and help OTs do a better job. That's what we're all about, I think. So yeah,
absolutely.
Perfect.
Thanks, Dan, and lovely to meet you.
You too.
Guys, I'm glad it's helpful.
No worries at all. I'll leave you to it, and I'll see you when I see you at some point.
Thanks, Claire. See you later.